like have generated a new Rails application, and it should be here. Let me add everything. I will try to keep some history to not forget what is my changes. Don't worry about any of these git ignore files. So, okay. Let's go here. So, modern accessible proper shaft. Oh my god, there's something changed. Import map, so we don't need it. Probably don't need it. We don't need it. We don't need it. The database. Oh my god. So we change from Redis to database. The goal for me is to test actually Sidekiq. How to avoid to create OpenTelemetry, but let's keep those for now. Bootsnap, yeah, Kamal. Why you did by default? And it's in production mode. Why? What's going on with all this Rails people? HTTP site caching compression, send file acceleration to Puma. No idea what is it, so we don't care much. Okay, debug. Who cares about debug mode? Static. Okay, break man. Yeah, it's could be good, but we don't. Some Ruby style. We don't need it. It's just a noise. Web console. Everything is shit. Capybara, Selenium. No, we don't need it. This is actually useful. So we try to remove everything what we don't need right now. We are not on this platform, so don't care much. Right, so from here I don't think we need this one. SQLite, okay. This one we don't need. So, okay, so we have, it also doesn't require. We have a simple Rails application. Let's do bundle. I think it calls pass. So, okay, manual help, yes. So we need this one, and then we need the vendor bundle. It's something that should be added by default instead of Kamal everything else, but it's fine. Yeah, I removed all of this stuff, and now we see all these magic gems installed here. Okay. Oh, benchmark, Bootsnap, logger. Yeah, it's fine. Let's see what we'll have. Right. Oh my god. So even like I just disabled this one. It couldn't be run because probably this one doesn't work well because I disabled it. Nice, right? So it's mostly works, right? There is something here. This person also use NeoVim, but with something different way. Good. Real world sold out. See you in Amsterdam. Okay. Right, so now what I would like to add is Sidekiq. Right, so we're using Sidekiq. Not a very good way, but not the best solution, but it's default one, easy to set up. Let's do this one. So I'm going to add Sidekiq. And for Sidekiq I need to walkie, right? And there's also I would like to have Jagger for OpenTelemetry for testing. It means I could run both of them in just based on Docker commands or walkie, but I think I will copy paste my previous example. Let me go to my old project for now. So I will create compose file. So what do we have here? We need to have compose file, and in this file I will need, let me copy paste. So I need database, I need walkie, Jagger, Jaeger, not Jagger but Jaeger. Okay, let me, so I copy paste from my project. Do I need database? No, exactly no. Not KMH, walkie, S3 storage, I don't need it. And let me go to full mode. Then I have this one. I specified some settings, you don't care much. Jaeger 2, we have HTTP, gRPC port, traces. I enabled debug mode, and then this is UI page. Okay, so how do we run this? We have Docker and we have compose file. So yes, walkie and Jaeger is up, and the way to check that walkie, do I have walkie clear? Yes. Yes, it works. Cool. At least I connected somewhere. Right, so Redis 724. No, it's actually I have 8.1. Walkie version. Okay. So it's walkie version 8.1.1, but it's based on Redis version. Good. Okay, this is enough to validate. Now let's check that our Jacker is alive. Yes, so it works, and I will see the trace that Jaeger is up. Right, so this is nice actually. For semantic convention, that's even strange, right? So for semantic convention, then we have HTTP method, HTTP schema. The name of service name, it should have method name in the front. That shows me like how even there is semantic convention for kind of all folks, there is still people doing differently. Probably it's because of OTel HTTP instrumentation, how Golang decided to do. The way how you provide this template things, that extracting is variable. Target, so this is service name, you see like target. It's a good start with OpenTelemetry. You can learn traces just using traces, right? So you build this UI, and based on this UI you see like, oh, it's only one span, but usually you have this span kind server. It's the first one that you will look. It's the same as you check your load. You have this one, it will be already, you have a huge boost. You could use as metrics, you could use as anything else. So that's kinda, you specify basic one, host name, host port, protocol version. Okay, this is, I don't like this one, but it's fine. Cool. So we run this our compose file. Let's commit. And let's add clean up gems and set up and dev services. That's cool. So we have Redis, we have OpenTelemetry UI for traces, and now we have a running Rails application, right? So what do we do now is, let's set up OpenTelemetry. So I use OpenTelemetry Ruby, and getting started. Yeah, it's always, yeah, wait, I will need to return back. Getting started, right? So even this is link say getting started, I still need to go to getting started page. It's not exactly that I expect. All right, so in terms of how easy you can fast start build application, not very nice. But they also provide me samples how I can use stuff. Yeah, and now I need only this one. Do I need instrumentation all? Probably not, but this is a simple one that we can use it. So let's start. All right, so okay. Yeah, I see like it's set up a lot of gems. It's just a bunch of useless things that you will need use for simplicity. With more advanced experience, I propose you clean up everything. Like you should only include the one that you have or you require. For example, HTTP client or gRPC, something GraphQL, Faraday. Like you don't need it, right? Okay, so we added stuff. Now we want to create a configuration file. So, and here it's this suggestion, use this one. Okay. Yeah, okay, everything is red by default. In Ruby community we have gem called standard, and I would probably suggest all our main communities, popular repository gem stuff, use the same Ruby standard convention and use the same for string quotes. So if you see, like, it was changed here, and it's much simplified stuff. I think Rails already Ruby style Shopify. I introduced this stuff some days before. Yeah, so it was enforced double quotes here by standard rules 2021. Long days ago. Okay, cool. So we installed this one, service name. Okay, we need to say hotel Sidekiq. No, I don't want you. Great, so we can disable this stuff and we check. Okay, Docker ads was Docker. Now we want to run Rails server. You see, I cannot specify any of this configuration yet. So by default, also some notes here. Even you have this Rails server logs, like your Rails log, OpenTelemetry use standard logs. So you need override something like OpenTelemetry. Wait. Logger. Oh, this is Copilot is terrible. Let's see. I'm just guessing. Usually in gems we have logger the same way. And boom, right? So we can see before it was warning info mode, and I believe right now we have, so let's check that it works. Yeah, I see there's something working. Now let's go to Jagger. Let's see if we have a new service. Oh, there is no service, right? So probably this executes some error. Okay, let's disable this one, but we know that logger probably responsible for this stuff. Okay, this type of the heck? What I'm looking right now is how to send which exporter cannot configure please at top line. Okay, so it says to get my traces, I need to add this one. That makes sense, except I would try to use first console, and then with, yeah, I see some traces. I see logs, everything is here. Nice. Okay, now let's follow this one. By default, hotel exporter is added. So boom, and we need edits. I don't care much about this, so we I think it's bundle to add this versions, restrict pinning version. Continue next. So we validated. So I see logs, I see the structure. What's next? Exporters. propagation, span events. This is what I don't care. So we start again Rails server, read logs, info, it's not critical one. So we have a lot of installed, a lot of OpenTelemetry instrumentation like this, but there is during booting configuration, it's loaded only few of them, not all of them, based on detection mechanism. For example, oh, there is active support, let's enable active support. There is rec, there is action pack. Action pack is controller stuff, and active job, the one that actually we are looking for right now, is active job. And those things, propagation style link, yes, so this is a new OpenTelemetry way how to connect traces, active record stuff. Okay, cool. So we have page, I want to see something, I want to see now my model Sidekiq. Cool. And this is our trace. So why we're here actually, right? So let's run Sidekiq. What the name of the Sidekiq? Yeah. Okay, we see it. Redis connected, default 8.5. Looks good, right? So, and now what the problem, the one that I want to show you, even there is no job was done here, and of course there is no job here, we see those two spans, info and pipeline. What are those spans, right? So what is good spans, what quality spans? So in this case, the span started with get, so it's a user interaction, and we see the magic span server. That means it was the first span and it's a root one, so it's the one that I'm caring about. In same time, those two, info, pipeline and stuff, they came from, there is even client, right? So there is multiple spans type, and span kind, let's say. Yeah, not good. Okay, so in OpenTelemetry there is concept spans like a simple one, and when you have a trace, the trace should start it from, for example, for web application, should start it with a specific span that should somehow different from the one that the last span in the tree, right? So you have for example, you have this one, user comes send request where our system started, so this is span 1, and then you do something here, you have here, then it started here, then maybe it's finished, let's go here, etc., right? So but the last span should maybe finish somewhere in, for example, database, right? So this type of span that communicates with database should name like client. So this is mean the client span, the one that exits from your application, right? But there is another type of span that start your trace, for example, for web application in our case. This is server type. Right, so the good trace, a full trace, I would say. It's you treat as tree of your how your request is alive. So this user, and we need to learn about user, right? So when you see there is missing this part and you see only this one, it means there is a problem. That how come we have client, but what was it triggered, why it was triggered. The problem why you would see this stuff, it's because of these instrumentations libraries. So instrumentation libraries is kind of metaprogramming stuff that connect to your hijack or integrated with your library and create the spans. It doesn't know like how it was. It just expect, oh, the span exists currently. I will create a new span and attach to this trace. If there is no trace exists, I will create a new trace. And that's create this type of Sidekiq info, because what is Sidekiq, right? So Sidekiq is application. It's not a web application, it's a background. And when it's running, it's sent request to Redis in our case, right? So can I do reset? So we have a Sidekiq and this is Redis, and it's doing some sort of polling information, right? So we sent a lot of requests by Redis to understand like, do I need to do job or not? And now we have calls, we have a new instrumentation library, instrumentation Redis. That how do I know that it's Redis? Because it's command say Sidekiq info, and info usually it's data statement and this data system Redis. And this is our instrumentation, and this is instrumentation doesn't know like, is it critical span, or maybe there is a problem with our integration, doesn't matter. So it tried to send this information also to traces, right? So our Jaeger solution. Right. So in this scenario, Redis it only runs for Sidekiq master, for example. So this is master. Then when Sidekiq is spin off, it triggers job, right? So we have job. So what does this mean? So it got, oh, you have need to job do, and let's create a new something similar that we care about. So this is a trigger. This is trigger, and this is how we want to be. We want to debug. You want to monitor. Yeah, this could be useful when I want to debug Sidekiq problem, but in most scenarios I don't care much. I don't need this tracking solution. But then my job could send the same, would communicate with Redis, right? Not exactly because of job, but for example cache, etc. And that's mean I need also, I still need this instrumentation as well, right? So now we want to identify which of these spans we want to send traces and which of them we should skip it, right? So there is a mechanism called untraced that say, oh, everything from this block we should be untraced. There is a lot of similar cases different. So the first thing that what I would like to do is how we want to find where these unknown spans created. Yeah, so because this is instrumentation things, they are using metaprogramming, so you don't specify for simplicity. You don't need to do anything. It's already, oh, we have it, but it creates a noise. It doesn't give you any values to keep it, and then most of the time it just depends on vendor. You will pay money for this and do nothing. It's one span stuff. There are multiple mechanisms. For example, in specific this one somewhere, it says if there is root span, so if there is radius, the first one is a pop line and it's root, we can skip it, right? So this one of this solution, it's not all instrumentation add this stuff, but radius is a common thing for Sidekiq in this example, and this is how it's done to ignore this type of spans or noisy spans that instrumentation provides, give us this possibility. But first I would like to know actually what could be other way to detect this problem stuff, and how to identify where this span, like what was execution of this path, right? So we know that this is Sidekiq by process command. In your case, it could be some library dependencies that will be in your application, and you no idea like why it was created, what is the background job, maybe there is thread opening or it's not closed. So it's useful to understand to debug it actually, if how from where this span was created. And this is what I try to do. So even like first thing, tune radius instrumentation, and we could be just ignore any spans in this section for Sidekiq for booting. Okay, so next I will add code location, code namespace, line, something that to identify from where it was created. So I know that it will be somewhere in this instrumentation, so I need to know where this in span was created. Let's go to this concept thing. Where's getting started? So getting started is kinda, I missed there is something. So there is missing part, how you can create your spans. And this is done here. Current span. So span is thing that our block. You treat it as some tracking block that then you have start time, end time, and then some attributes. And I would like to know, well, yeah, so creating a new span. So all libraries use this in span mechanism. So what can we do? We can, doing the same Ruby magic, hijack in span, and if we have this debug mode or whatever, we include library to have our in span and inject debugging information, right? And then based on this in span, we can identify from where this was created. So for example, I would say it was executed. We track where's the line it was this one was executed, one, and second part we can provide full backtrace, or like have some basics one. Yeah, so let's commit. What do we have here? So we have basic OpenTelemetry setup, right? We have Sidekiq, OpenTelemetry setup, yeah. Initialize default config. Oh, yeah, sorry. Now let's learn about how we can do this stuff, right? So we know there is inspan method, and this is OpenTelemetry Ruby. And what I will do, actually I have a local fork version, and that's now we are in this library, right? So there's some few examples how you can use for HTTP. This is server, and this is example how you could use all this magic. This is universalized tracer, then you should have context with current, and then you have traces in span, right? So this is what we are looking. So it means there is a tracer, class name maybe tracer, some names, and then it has method in span. So we're searching def in span, and it's not here. What the heck? Let's go here, SDK trace. Yeah, we have trace. It means trace, and then we go in trade, and we have span. Okay, so this is the span common thing. So span has attributes, span has events. Events like treated as logs, more or less. So it's it has some string, some date time when it was happened. The difference between attributes is more static, and it could be used for filters. Events is not searchable structure, just something that you attach and forget. And this is what we will use for backtrace, and this will be used for checking like it was enabled debug mode not. Okay, set attribute, a lot of logger, unstructured, in traces, unstructured logs. Very nice. Okay. Okay, add link. So this is span, but what we need tracer, stat span, and then we have kind with parent, right? So this is this thing, it's probably close to start root span and start span. So root span is the one that started in the beginning of your trace, and the difference between root span and just span, it's this span is like tree, and it has a link to has trace ID and parent span. Root span doesn't have parent span, right? So it's root. So this one looks, even this one looks like we need it. So trace provider, it means there is different implementation and anything else. What I don't see is in span to validate my theory. Enter now. No, I don't need it. Trace provider, yes, this one. Tracer. So we create a new tracer. it has internal span, the one that we saw before, and this is how it was created here. Yeah, if it was root, like parent span, trace ID, etc. So we need probably decorate this one, and you see it's private, so probably it will be changed. Yeah, it's changing a lot actually. That means we could have some problem. Yeah, so let's validate that we have it. Oh yeah, so back. So right now what we're going to do is inject some span, right? So we want to see some information, and for this kind of thing we can do in just here. We want to see some samples, so it was this thing. So I would say we call like, we create some tracer. The name of trace, like you have multiple traces, you could create multiple traces, you can track different traces and based on trace name send differently. Not very, not much used, but for now we use this one. And second part, let's send some span, and that means booting. And let's say EC and span. Then I want to have attributes done through hash mechanism. You could use it like this, or you can add attributes. Not attributes, right? It was here. Add event attributes. Set attribute. Okay, that's right, but I want to have multiple one. Yeah, add attributes. Why critical? Because it's mutex used and it's not free. Yeah, right, so when you need to synchronization and thread safety, it is required mutex mechanism that it's not very cheap. That's why. And we need to have some sort of, yeah, just hash. For example, fake true. Great, so this one should create our event through Rails console, right? So because it was executed, and if you go back to, this is our span, right? So, and we see again it's span and internal, there is server client internal, and we have fake true, right? So now we want to identify for this span where is it's located, right? So okay, cool. So this is our client. Some changes. So because I created bundle here, right? So I could modify gem from this folder directly, but it will be read on each bundle update. So instead I will provide this path, OpenTelemetry like this. Then I do bundle Rails C. Yeah. So Copilot, shitty shit, can't think where's my file locations. Fine, it's fine. I think I will unset Ruby options for now. So it should be fine. Great. Okay, so we have it. We have this one. What do we have here? Good. So now every time I modify, it should be. We used, for example, add attributes, right? So we can add something like add attributes, and what I see, it should be appeared here, right? So cool. Now we can modify the code. We need to create this one, right? And so how can hijack? We need provide attributes when it was created in the beginning, right? So it's just right here, attributes, everything here. So let's verify that this one invoked. And let's do this one. Oh, nice. It is exactly what we need, so we can check name. Then we can check kind, and then we can check attributes. Okay. I think Rails has this thing. I don't want to every time open the console. I need just to run execute command. Runner, yes. So I need like puts hello, right, so we have it. Booting, internal, and there is no attributes. That's everything is awesome. Okay, test again. Yeah, cool. So this means we identify the correct one. Even so, I didn't find in span explicitly, but right, I have already know something from this. So now I want to see I want to see the backtrace. And this kind of thing. Okay, so this is our trace. This is the goal of what we are building, is to identify this. So we have this line. Telemetry, we have tracer when it was executed start span, and then this tracer has in span. It was It was actually an API. Why I could not search it, I don't know idea. Yeah, API just interface, SDK it's implementation. Yeah, so they separate these things, but in theory you could modify implementation from interface, but in practice there is so much work to do to keep contributing in one solution that it's very unlikely that someone will work on SDK out of non-general one, but maybe. Okay, so our case it's start span here in span, then it's go start span, then with span it's try to do block, the one that was executed here, that's this one, and then we trigger exception, and if there's exception we record exception here, we put status, so we have extra things to do. And then we need to for sure close this span, right? So this span was open, we do some stuff, and then we finish it. So we, in this manner, we say the span was done for this time amount of time. Critical, still span could not be close, finish, it will be sent eventually. There is some timeout to clean up everything. Okay, so now the question where we want to track our lines. So we could still put it here, but at the same time API is something that should not be modified at all or close enough. This one actually line, this one start span, it's also in SDK, and I don't think it's available. No, actually it's a public one, so it could be, because we could have start span it's also the same, and we need, okay, cool. Let's start from, I'm not care much, I think if I put the track attributes here it will be fine. No, you're right, let's go here. Okay, from trace provider we have here, and then we create span, and we could also on creating span somehow specify. Okay, there's sampling, attributes, doesn't matter. So let's put this one to events, right? So when we create a span, it's on this step, we need specify when it was executed, right? So from the line here, I would probably go to the first, skip few lines at the beginning. For example, we skip first two. Yeah, let's go to primitive. I like one solution, just skip number of lines. Another solution go up until we go outside of instrumentation, but our goal also identify which instrumentation maybe the passing instrumentation would be useful. So let's validate again test, and then we'll see it's 1. And should be 2. So we're still in span. And let's go to 3, just to be on safe side. Okay, cool. So the line when it was executed, we can specify it here. And I believe in span actually could give us this information, like file when it was, from where it was executed, Ruby file, no, I want to Ruby syntaxes file. Okay, pseudo variables current source of file name or the current line number of source. I tried actually to provide some hacks how to, instead of go here, provide propagate line and numbers, but it's fine. Okay, so it means we need to see attributes. So attributes could be empty, right? So we need to modify it's here, right? So okay, if we want to have modified here, it will be harder for us. It means it could be modified on this level before. Okay, so let me check. Tracer in span attributes nil, and then here maybe it could be even simpler. That's fine, doesn't matter. So let's add debug mode with metaprogramming. So we know that it was defined in this method, and it means we need to OpenTelemetry this one things trace provider, yes, but we need also update SDK. So, and it was class, yes, and then we do this and do this, right? And I don't already forget it, so I need somehow to create decorator, for example debug trace, and then I think I will predefine. Okay, I need to remember. Ruby decorate library so it should be, yes, so we have model, for example, the name of, I need this one, and then I need to do super right, and I don't care about the bookup, and then I need to so there is few types, decorator button, no. I think it was extend debug trace. Extend, it's for class methods. I don't remember. Okay, but let's put somewhere here something like this one. Now let's put include. Not again. Yeah, I don't remember. Cannot use it in a long time. No. Drop down, okay. No, I don't need this one, not this one. Okay, let's go to Ruby. Ruby API, yeah. Now we go to model, right? So we're learning here, and here I think it was extended. Yes, so let's put this one debug information. So right, is equivalent to but for extended models. Okay, included. So if I don't Ruby include this extend, I think it was one for class methods, one is for instance method. Meta class. As class method, yes. And I include mixes being one method. Yes, so when you have include now only. Yes, so I need to be included first of all. Included. And that's true. The problem that's I don't see my method here. There is prepend. But for prepend, okay, let's. So I will do this one. I feel like this one. Prepend. Right. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Full. Did I miss it? Okay. So we didn't modify anything, so it's super. Now what I do, attributes. Oh, actually it's good. At debug mode, say, oh, it's debug. And attributes, no, I don't want debug class. Attributes should be defined here, and okay, let's do one by one. Attributes, I don't care about span name, I want to say code name space. Okay, and I think I need this one. Column of, no, I don't care about file number, I call file pass. And this would be color location. How we did this one? Locations. And it was 3, 3, 1. And it should be first, right? So it was in reverse order. So for example, this one. And I think it calls pass. Yeah, and this should be let's remind me, what is it? So we have color locations. What do we have more? Current execution stack as array of string. The current execution stack is an array of thread. What's better? Which one is better? Okay, let's go to location. And this one has method line number and pass. That's mean something that I need to, and then I need location pass, and then I need file pass, function name, line number, this one. Okay, and it will be line no. Wait, line no. Why no? Should be fine, right? So I updated this one, and voila. So we remember this one was attributes was nil, so let's do hello again. And now we have color location. Yes, I didn't find, it should be color. Cool. So we have it. We now identified that it was executed here, right? So that's nice. Okay, so the second part also, I would say we need link start and stop the instrumentation scope. Yes, so for events we don't do events here, right? But we need add events. Remember this one, event, add event, and then it will add to the events here. Okay. Data semantic convention also has attributes. Oh, nice. So there is some link that doesn't work. It's fine. Why doesn't work? Data semantic convention. Let's go to GitHub, huh? I think it was old one, but when semantic convention was in GitHub. Data convention. Okay, semantic convention, then we go trace, and I think we data, no database. Okay, good. So we have this type of example. It means when we want to add super, we have span here, right? And then we need to return the span, but between span we won't need to add event. So when we check bugs, so backtrace is similar. It's really similar when we handle exceptions, except there is no exception, right? It was here probably, right? So when we handle record exception, and this is here, so we need to find this one. Okay. Oh, fair. Okay, API is just, now we need implementation. Okay. And this is implementation. And why it's modified? Oh my god. Okay, I could contribute here probably. there is something like, okay, it's more formatting. So we have events attributes, stack trace, and event attributes merge with attributes, the one that came from here, and then we have event exception, right? So it's something, could use it. So we kinda, instead of just like no, it's profile pin stack trace trigger, and that means we want to add this one. I think this one we can add, this we can remove. This we don't care much. And then here we have debug true, right? The one that we added. Okay, then exception type no, message no, stack trace yes. And then exception full message okay, encode. I'm not sure I need it. I need color locations, and I think one, and then okay, let's suggest me to S, and then let's pick here not 10, then it's not enough sometime. Yeah, and now just using this stuff, it will generate a lot of stuff. So for example, you remember these things, so if I do like this, you will try to, okay. So this is my how tray spindle looks like. This is name, type, count internal, and then there is event. Event have attributes trigger, true, stack trace. Okay, cool. So we have something. So we have here, then we go to okay, this one, right? No, it's 32 minutes ago. Last 5 minutes. No, something doesn't look right. Okay, probably I know it. So let's run server. Yeah, this is our debug information. Kernel tab, and then we will see here. This is booting, and then we see our event. So that's event logs, like event trigger, debug, and we have these lines. All right. So we have span 35, 36, etc. Right? Okay, cool. So we have our debug information. What do we have here? Changes. What kind of changes do we have here? Nice. Everything is nice. Yeah, it's fighting of formatting tools. Who is going to win? Okay, so this was my lines only here. Okay, so let's write Sidekiq. Okay, so we have Sidekiq, and this is prepend OpenTelemetry. So this is in our logs here. It looks nice. We go back, find traces. Now we still see this one. Spark client ready stuff, and now we see from where it was executed. Right, so okay. Because I have everything rendered, it should be fine. And now we have this one. So first we go to this trace, then we trace API, and then we have instrumentation, and we saw, okay, it was done Redis client, that's very nice from you. And then we have Redis client from gem itself, Redis, but this is just our client, right? So, and now we came to Sidekiq configure scheduled. This will be where we came to the first time. Then it was config, then this connection pool, Sidekiq, and then this component, right? Okay. Saves rate, watchdog, polluted, invade, clean up, Redis stuff, config, Redis. So this could be this one, interesting from this place. Let's go check this one. So we have Redis pool. Okay. And this one, read only replica stuff, retriable. Scheduled. Let's go here. Scheduled 96. Polar start. So we can go to scheduled 96, I think it was, initial wait, start. What? Schedulers executing. So what if we somehow to disable this one, right? And only enable the one that we want to monitor. So, okay, and this one from where it was executed. So okay, so we have scheduled, clean up, initial wait. Yeah, it's again start. And this piece. Right, so how now? So we have this information, right? So we have this, it works. Let's commit. So we specify SDK, custom SDK. And this is our magic metaprogramming stuff. Inject debug information to span. Right, cool. So what can we do with this stuff? So Sidekiq has something that calls scale. Yeah, and here exactly, actually, this one, you remember that I posted. I will remove actually from here. Right now, for debugging purposes, it's making it. I don't. It seems like such it's not enough. So we do again. We have Sidekiq. Let's pick 5 minutes. And yeah, a few seconds ago. This is booting, and then we have this one poplight. And yes, this is stuff here. Okay, now we have client here, run. So everything started from this line. Then it's go to Redis info. Yeah, we start connection. And then here we are going to do Redis info and poplight, and that's mean it triggered all this connection stuff, right? So this information should be excluded, right? Because we run Sidekiq from command line, we are not in control of all this stuff, right? And then means this helper like go to Redis config and try to disable it. That's what I'm going to do. But let's configure. So we have this information, and then we see the trace there, and then from popline it's called info. Okay, popline info, it's the same. So popline info set scan popline, and then we do set here, and what do we have here? Set obfuscation, and the set shows us it was no, it's this one probably run in thread. Okay, so we don't specify thread here, thread ID. Maybe it will be useful to add some debug information, but okay. And this will be already It's scheduled probably. Save thread. Yeah. This is when we create a new thread Sidekiq number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever. That still will be interesting to have somewhere here. Right. Okay, so radius, right? So I would say I couldn't control this one, and maybe I would like to go here and try to find the documentation about how to configure my trace root span, for example. Right, so I come here, I go here, I go instrumentation. Is there documentation? Should be documentation, yeah, here. So okay, not very nice. Oh, this one. So I want to configure my radius config, so I would use this stuff, and you remember about our configuration of OpenTelemetry. Yes, so we came here that we include everything, but it seems time I don't need everything, I need specific one, and then I want to include everything statement here for debugging, and also I want to ignore all spans that are root, right? Because that doesn't make sense for me. Yeah, it would be nice to have in this documentation part. Trace root spans, facts. I don't remember how good it or not. Let's start again. It should, if this is something wrong, it should say. Yeah, okay, cool. So it doesn't allow use all, right? So if you need some changes, probably we need to have this environment variable. It was possible actually set up environment variable. I actually forgot it, but how it was done. But it's fine. Let's test for now this one. Yeah, also make attention that when you do some bad things, it could be your trace is missing, so need to check logs a lot to make sure that it works, because it's the idea to not have observability should not break application, should be silenced. Okay, good. So we see only my booting single span, right? Okay, cool. So this is one way to debug, not debug, but how to disable extra spans. It's still probably need, if you know like how Sidekiq works, maybe then you need to configuration for Sidekiq and initialization somehow to be untraced. And because it was from client side, I don't remember. Okay, so what I would like to test maybe how how to test so we are working already like Sidekiq, and maybe we can do some things. What can we do? So for example, I will add some application. I have controller, application controller, and then maybe else getting started. We try to send some HTTP client and then create some background jobs. So I don't care much here. Road running migration, not good, not bad. Records. Roads, yeah, this one. Okay, cool. Rails health show, Rails. Oh, that's nice. So, oh, this is really nice. I haven't used Rails for a long time, but it means if I add up here, it should work. I need to run Rails, right? It should work like this. Green. Oh my god. Oh my god. So it shows Rails green. What if I do curl? Oh, interesting. It was closed. Curl local plus 3000 up and still HTML. Okay, no, it's bad. HTML is bad. Maybe if I content type application JSON, still HTML. Maybe I didn't provide correctly. Header application JSON. Okay, cool. Not bad, good. So they are doing some good stuff. So let's add something like products, and here I would, so it means I need to create a controller, products, I think like this. I haven't used like a normal Rails product controller. I think it should be application controller, and then we should have and then render JSON product products. Yeah, I see JSON. Cool. So the magic part, right? So because we have only Rails or Redis integration working. Okay, so here I need add explicitly for each of my integrations. So I would disable this one back, return our use all, and let me commit my changes. Right, okay, cool, I will commit later. And I will do again. I will do my here things. And then go to products. I should see here, yeah. So there is two things here for some reason. For some reason we have this get view and we identify like when it started span rec, so it was a rec on start. Cool. And then the second one is from product controller namespace, this one, when it was executed. Right, so you see here it's actually this one. This used from instrumentation, and we have the debug mode, and the things like this one and file paths, it's probably debugged edit, so probably need to add some debug original whatever, or invoke triggered. What do we have here? Trace instrument, it's also rec. Okay, so why we have HTTP get with 7 spans and get with single span? Right, this doesn't make sense. Ah, yeah, got it. So it's the difference in HTTP target. Can I add filter by, group by? Compare, monitor, no. Huh. Okay, yeah, Jaeger is not designed probably for this one. Good. So this one is done by rec and it's doing HTTP get, and this is done. The file is not found. So the same rec, but when it's found, it has get products. So just to make not confuse, get could be similar to Redis, and that's why it's worded HTTP. So we identified that this was our span rec edit, but what I don't see actually is this one. Right, so it was instrumentation rec, but it's not this thing that I'm expecting to have. Okay. Yeah, this is to request. And this one get products is actually very small. Our debug information also could help, right, to learn you, okay, which one library is used, and you can use like for example, actually you can learn like the full path of when the request was created from this, and how it was propagated to realtize, rec, then again, yeah, it's here. What I don't see, it's my action pack, because I would okay, I'm back. I don't see, you know, like, even it's detected correctly, somehow products controller, function name, index, that's correct. I would thought like there is instrumentation action pack, create another span, but it's fine. Okay, so now let's here we want to query something HTTP get, and here something like this one, right? So who doesn't like it, right? So we send some request, and what we want to achieve, to see the span from this query somewhere, right? Because everything that was after instrumented. And we back to what? You don't know what is HTTP? Okay. That's maybe I did a mistake. Right, you're right. Can HTTP. So we'll go here and write HTTP, and then it should be net HTTP. You're right. Exactly, you're fully right. And it means I will need to include this one as net HTTP. What did you do? Okay, good. Are we good? Are we alive? Hostname URI. Okay, URI. Good. You want to have URI. I think it's like this one. And then this one like this. I don't care about response, or do I care about response? Actually, let's response, and then because we are doing proxy with response inspect. Who cares, right? Let's see how it will doing. Not no. Okay, thank you very much. Is this example code? Right, so plain. Right, so actually this is a good opportunity to test our years, and this is our year stuff. Skipping clocks future. Oh my god, this is some clocks different one. Okay, I have some problem with disk space. It's fine. let's continue. So we have inline, we see the output, some stuff. So let's check, validate our traces. That's strange, right? So actually, even we have here true, but there is no error message here. It's like 404. Okay, good. Let's change this back to this one. Do not be. Doesn't matter. The perfect plan, like connection, that there is combination work of instrumentation between rec, connect, and HTTP send request. Right, so now it's now we have, yeah, this is one is green, and you will see that connection part was the more time than spent for executing the query. That's maybe something wrong. Okay. And then we render the view, and it's only 3 milliseconds. So there is it works. Now let's create some Sidekiq chop. Does it work from scratch? Who knows? Okay, where is this chop? Active chop. Attack. Background job things is okay. No, I don't care. Solid Q. Your app database, Solid Q, threads, SMTC. Yeah, it's cool. Actually, if something doesn't work, I could use Solid Q. Right, I don't remember. Yeah, I think I need somehow. To specify Sidekiq. Yes. Yeah, who cares more? And this should be specified somewhere. Yeah, here. So let's go. And then I'm adding here Sidekiq. And then I do restart. I will see if it works. So we have here. And the third part, now I want to introduce a job. Ooh, where is the job? Here, jobs. Okay. Products. Job. Probably like this. Products. Job. Okay, I don't need this one, and then I do perform, and then can I have logger? I don't know if it works or not. And then I do sleep, for example, 2 seconds, and then we'll see like how it works. So this one we will do. My point that when I do these jobs, I should see connection between controller one and this one. So I say, oh, product job perform later. Perform later. And then I do here okay-ish, right? So who cares? Who wants to see stuff? And then I see this one here. Response status. My response body, it's fine. Okay, so right now we have where is it? I'm going to run Sidekiq here. Because I returned back configuration for radius, we should see this is type of spans, it's fine. Then second, I want to run something that I want to different. I didn't specify, so this one. So how I want to change service name is, I think, OpenTelemetry. Oh wait, it should be here. Service. Okay. Getting started. This one. This should be environment variable for setting service name, and probably it is hotel service name, right? So this is a problem here, that it, for new people who want to start, it's hard to find anything. Probably maybe here. So this is one. Oh, okay. So if I go here, exporter, name. Okay, let's try. Hotel service, yeah. I will put server, real server, and here I will put job. Okay. In traces, I should see his name, different names right now. Something wrong. Something doesn't work well. Yeah, here we are. Okay, and set this one. There is no warning message. But there is no hotel service name, default one, this one, and this one. Okay, cool. I will not use anymore not defined one. What do we have here? So yes, this is a problem that I didn't look in correct one. So we have job, and now we see, and we have server, right? Putting. So it's now I here see traces from different services. Okay, let's now send request. We'll see. Okay, it means we got this reply here, and what we see now, it's different from previous one. There is no anymore HTTP request, but there is product jobs, that active jobs doing by instrumentation, and by back to stack trace we can learn more how it was executed. It's a lot of notifications. It's doing a lot of jobs. So sometimes maybe you think run something in background to save time, but maybe it doesn't. Good. So we have this pipeline, and then everything is here. What do we see? Background jobs. I need to mount someday. Okay, cool. I think logs, something goes wrong. Yeah, and this is a problem. Response body is not correct. What I don't see right now is connection between my background job and my controller stuff. So if I see it here, I probably see error here. Yes. So we have exception, there is a log. Yeah, there is event calls trigger that maybe I need to change to debug. And there is a error message. Oh, you have exception stack trace. And you have what? You remember this attribute that's somewhere that we copy paste. I copy paste just in case, and it says it's already string, so I don't need to have body. It means I can go here, I can go here, and I can do this one. So I will remove this one. All right, now I need to understand. So we have exporters. No, I don't need exporters. I need instrumentations. Zero code instrumentation. It's not. Oh, this is missing, right? Ruby. That's strange. What I would like to know is about Sidekiq active job instrumentation. So, for example, I need to somehow to propagate my job. Oh wait, maybe I'm using wrong how I schedule job. Wait, perform later, everything is fine. Perform later, right? So now let's go here. Okay. Semantic convention, coordinate space, destination message ID, everything, this stuff, messaging, active job, adapter, name, priority. Okay, do I see it here? Let's go to server, find, I go here, I think this is fav icon. No, it's background jobs. Let's refresh again. Now this is good. I did publish. Trace graph. Okay, this will be also good. But I prefer this one for now. This is active jobs. and this is Sidekiq. Okay, so why I don't see Sidekiq connected? Let's read. So let's go to instrumentation. Let's go find Sidekiq. We go lib. Oh, there is example actually. Oh my god. Yes, you could do this like so easy. Okay, nice. I don't need to create Rails application. Yeah, you remember about wait. Documentation. Use all and then ready server. That's not much configuration. Okay. So here, link. Specify how the topic can trace it and let's trace. Link. The job will represent the trace from the span that includes the job. Ah, okay. Link, yes. Active job, default publish, and then there is a link. Right. Or not right. I think there is a problem how Jaeger can show the links. Alright, so if we change to JSON, I would like to see link. No, there is no link. There is no link. Okay, let's debug it again. We are doing here. We copy paste this one. Okay, good. So if I go to my page, I do refresh, and this is my span, and a link's nil. This is, it's fine. Tag action view, render view, we don't care. This is when it was enqueued. It means on this level it should have a link, and it's nil. Right? Right. Even though this was instrumentation, links nil. Right. Okay, let's back to our documentation. So this is how links supposed to work. Okay. Propagation style. Okay, what do we have default one? Default is link. child. Let's I would like to know actually environment variable. Yeah, this one. No, and this one. Okay, cool. So this is the picture. I'm missing one. So we come here. We have this one. We can remove it, and then we want to trace root spans false, right? So this one should fix the problem with extra spans on Sidekiq side. Let's fast verify it's here. Net, rails, radius, and it was here. Now about active storage, we don't need it. Action mailer. Action support, rec, active job, propagation style link, force flash false, span naming Q, force flash, and then we have let's check active job, force flash true. Okay, so we copy paste this name and then we have this one, and I wonder if I want to do not propagation link but child and force flash. I don't know, let's put it true. How do I know? It's I go here, active job, then do we have here something interesting? Not here. Leap, OpenTelemetry, instrumentation. This one? No. Active job. Instrumentation. Okay, so a link will execute the separate thread. The initial span of the trace will be linked to the span that includes the job. Child. The job will be executed in the same logic trace as direct child. Okay, let's use child and we care. Force flash. What does mean force flash? When true, all completed spans will be synchronously flashed at the end of the job execution file. You will likely wish to enable this option for job system that fork worker such as rescue. Yes, right. So okay, force flash here. So okay, we do here this one and we restart our not this one but this one. Okay. Refresh. It's so fast, it's actually already executed. And we see it was enqueued and then it was rendered. Now the only thing that I missed, I'd like to see it here. And here we are. Right, so we did this active job, and then we did here active job. Okay, then this is our request. So this type of trace, when we see all of them, so it means like we don't need actually have traces for Sidekiq and configuration. I don't see here active jobs. Okay, that's nice. Now let's verify, but let's do link. What do we see with link? Okay, we go here. Oh, it was refreshed. Inline template. Oh my god. We go here. Find last one. Okay, so this was the last one, and I believe this one should have link. It should have link somewhere in UI. It's something that probably missing from Jagger UI. Yeah, here, reference. Oh, I see. So it was a reference to this one, publish, but this is go to totally different directions, right? So you could see the link from the job, but you don't see the link from UI itself. Right, so we have reference, span another trace, so follows from, and this is the span ID, and this is how it works. Great. Yeah, you see, like it's get product, waited 400 milliseconds for something, and then it's doing sorry. Okay, yeah, that's all. Probably the thing that I wanted to cover. How to debug, yeah, and this is what I so missed. It's so simple one to do. It should be easy to implement, maybe add somewhere, and it works. We have also, yeah, it could debug it, everything from this stuff. See you.